Hi. Live, but not live. Because, sometimes you're sort of live, but not really live. Hi, everybody. I'm back again. Oh, so I'm on day 24 of 31 days, and I can't believe in 1 week, I need to have all the rest of those scenes done. I don't have to, but I really, really, really want to push myself to get them done. And the funny part is, it's not about the word count. It's about flushing this out enough to make it workable. The only problem is I'm finding some massive structural problems right now. I just hit them. So I'm trying to write around the issues, which is the problem. Okay, yeah, it's fine. There's nothing in here that's not totally fixable. It can all be reworked. I just want to not have to redo the whole entire thing when I start again. But it didn't it didn't continue on the way I started it off. Not with the outline anyway. So regardless, it's a very different story than what I set out to make. Never mind the fact that last night I realized I don't know how the title of the story is where it should have been as far as whether it should be like what it should be classified as. In this case, it was originally like the first book in the series is YA for sure. This second book, I mean, there are some darker YA novels out, so this could still be that. But yeah, I mean, it's an older YA. Definitely, I can't have the title that I had. The title that I have for it right now is doesn't match the tone of the story. Like, it does not match the tone of the story at all. So now it's going to be the title. The I'll just call it Project Unicorn for now because that was the first book in the story was Search for the Unicorns. Yeah, writing is one thing. Writing novels is another thing, challenging in and of itself. Writing a sequel that has to tie into the original novel and maintain a certain style, which I don't think that's even coming through. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not giving up on it because that's not the way I work. I have to finish it. So I'm gonna finish it. It's just a matter of what the story's gonna look like. And I also think to myself, okay, so there are other novels that started out as a lighter story, and as they went on in their series, there's a lot more elements that got brought in. So I can still consider it. I can still look at it that way as a natural progression of the story. But that's been my kind of frustration. Mostly also that I hit part of the story and I've had to throw out some of the scenes that just aren't working with the way the story is running now. which means I have to kind of, I'm backtracking, which I shouldn't be backtracking on the last week. I shouldn't be backtracking. I should be almost heading into completion time, and I am reworking a bunch of stuff. If I go with word count alone, well, sure, I just do 1,000 words every day, and I'll get my 2,500. Yay! But that won't mean that I'm done by a long shot. Like I could get all the words down, and I still wouldn't be done the story, which is the point. Which is wherein you have to have a give and take as to whether or not you want to go with word count or whether you want to go with your production. Like, and production that I don't mean stage production, I mean kind of like your story. And it works differently for everybody. Like some people, they live and die by the word count. And I think I'm going around in circles about this too. But that's where I'm at, as I'm panicking. Yep, I definitely panicking because I'm looking at how many I still have. Let's count them together, shall we? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. So I have roughly 30 scenes to write. Not all of them are 1,000 words, so like not even. Because when I say scenes, I just mean like roughly moments. But it sounds silly if I call them moments, so I call them scenes. And I have 31 of them. So I said. And if I even just do 100 of each of those, that's still 3,000 words. Roughly, they usually go. What I write in those sections is like roughly anywhere between 300 to like I'd say 1800. So between that, and so even if I did 330, like 31 scenes, math now, so math. I'd be looking at about brain. Nope, it's not happening. Anyway, more than that, I'd hit my 25,000. Yeah, basically what I'm going to be doing right now is trying to like fill in each 30 of these 31 sections with, even if I can just get like a quick sentence in saying, this is what I need to have happen in here, blah blah. Which isn't really writing, but I need to. By the end of this month, I want to be working on some. I need to work on some other projects, so I have to have as much as I can get down by the end of the month, so that when I go back to it, I can finish fleshing everything out that I need to flesh out, and then I can take a break from the draft, because I don't think I'm gonna take a full break. If I'm not done this by the end of the month, then I'm gonna be basically just rolling it into February, which is what I thought might happen, is that I might have to take it up to like 3 months worth of trying to get the draft done. And that's just the first draft. That's not going over and expanding everything and finishing writing. That'll be like the second draft, which will kind of be more like the first draft, because it'll actually be more of a story instead of a glorified outline. I don't know. It's kind of like more my blog rather than, I don't know. On the one hand, I feel like I want to impart great wisdom, but I'm not that person. I don't feel comfortable doling out I mean, I can dole out advice on some things, but writing writing is so subjective, and I would tell somebody to read a book first. Read a book and find out whether or not that fits your writing style. I have many books that I'm basing on, and actually, I'm gonna take a look at this now and see what does the final week say in here, because uh, let's see. Okay, okay, okay. Dun dun dun. Okay, week 4. So I'm reading out of No Plot, No Problem by Chris. Yeah, Chris Beatty, the guy who actually started NaNoWriMo. Um, it's mostly just I can kind of like there's steps here that are very similar, and even though I don't share the word count goal, I do share some of the overall philosophies about it, because there's some things that just stick with you as an overall guide for trying to get out a first draft. Like, okay, so here's the yeah, this is really good. Okay, it's week 4. You're so close to the end of the month, you can probably taste it. And whether you're at 14,000 or 40,000 words, there's probably a part of you that's asking, haven't I written enough already? Do I really need to go any further? Why don't I just bow out now and wrap up the manuscript in a couple of months when I'm less tired and have a better supply of clean underwear? These are all good questions. And here's the answer. So the one section right here is really, really key, and why I'm trying to get as much as I can by the end of the month. Here's the answer. The next 7 days will pass in the blink of an eye, to be replaced by another 7, and another 7 after that. Before you know it, the weeks will become months, which will fast become years. In no time, you'll be 85 years old, sitting at a porch somewhere, looking back on your life and reminiscing about all the many things you've accomplished. When you get to that point, I promise you this: those activities and errands that seem so essential right now, composing the company's annual report, passing that English exam, arranging for competent childcare, all of these things that seem so crucial will not be recalled with pride or fondness. In fact, you won't remember a single one of them. So yeah, although nope, no, it just wants you to remember stuff, and I'm like, well, that's not just it though. It's also a matter of, I think it's trying to give you like encouragement to try and finish it. For me, it's not even a matter of finishing because I'm never going to do another novel again. For me, it's finishing because, and it steps back to like week 2 where they're talking about giving up, and coming back to it later, you're going to have some distance from it that you're going to lose. I'm going to lose the momentum. I'm going to lose the thoughts that I have very clear right now, and I'm already having like, there's already issues with some of the stuff that I'm looking back on and going, well, that doesn't work there. Pardon me, it's already starting to happen, so I need to try and get as much down as possible so that I can do an overview of everything and just and fine tune it from there. But I can't do that if I don't have everything done. And even enough so that I can like break it out. So I'm going to be a point form queen this week. I'm going to be putting everything down in point form and try and get as much. I mean, it was like I was with one of my writer friends and we were talking today, and she wanted to try and finish one of her stories, and I think there's a difference between, because she said, I'm going to set a soft deadline. And I said to her, okay, well, is the soft deadline you setting it because why are you setting the soft deadline instead of a firm deadline? And that's me. Like that I say that because I asked for that because I have to ask myself that too. If I say to myself at the end of January and I'm not like, if I just allow myself to continue on with this draft, not finishing it, but just keep on going until it's finished, like, and I mean like all the sentences are there, all everything's all blah blah. Am I really helping myself, or is it just enabling myself to like slack? So I want to try and push myself as hard as I can to get all those scenes in and all the point form in, so that, and that is a very much me thing for saying, okay, well, try to finish it, and then once you've tried really really hard and you aren't able to do it, then look at it as, okay, it just took more time, but you still pushed yourself to try and get as much done as possible. I don't know if that made any sense at all. I don't know. If I've been editing this, I'd probably be listening to myself and then possibly editing that change a bit. But I think I want to have the end come up next Sunday so that I can actually celebrate when I'm done. But I also, yeah, there's no but. I just want to have this done because I have other projects I need to get onto, and I I want to get everything down. It's all swirling around in here somewhere. The only thing I'm doing is fighting with trying to get everything from the brain to the paper. Well, and it's not even that. As I'm looking at some of the stuff, I'm going at some of the scenes and I'm realizing that some of these scenes are just nope, nope. There are scenes I thought were there, and there's scenes I thought were so clear in my head, and I'm looking at them now, and I'm like, what did that even mean? That's not part of the story that I'm now telling. So things have shifted, which is great and not so great. And then I realized, yeah, there's just a lot of stuff going on. And the more I talk about it, the less writing I'm getting done. So I'm going to sign off for now, but I will talk to everybody tomorrow night. Probably. Probably. I'll pop in for at least a few minutes, say hi to everybody. Yeah. I don't know. However, for those of you who are interested in doing a fast draft, and I actually highly recommend a fast draft for somebody, even just to experiment once, trying to do a fast draft. And it doesn't have to be long. You can do like what I did. I'm only doing like half a nano because I know that that's the time that I can dedicate to it per night. You may want to do a quarter nano, or you may want to do a full nano. But I found that this book was really really super helpful for me for that, because it gets you through planning and stuff like that. There's some nano prep that you can go through to like get ready for the month before the month, which I also recommend doing, so that you can kind of plan out your schedule for your days and stuff like that. And also your word sprint sheet. I mean, for me that was valuable because I need it. I still don't keep track of I do keep track of my sprints on the Janowrimo website, because they allow you to do monthly challenges all through the year, and you can track it that way, which I thought was really cool. I mean, and not just for the camps and for Janowrimo proper. You can also create your own project at any time throughout the year, which is really super cool when you're trying to like track your word sprints. The only problem is you can't retroactively add in your stuff. Like if you fell asleep before you were able to type in your word count, it won't. That was all you were writing for the day, but you fell asleep before you were able to type it in. Then it'll count you. You can't go back and say, yes, I actually did write that day. I just didn't get a chance to track it. So there's that. But other than that, it's really, really, really good. Really good for that. And I've been swearing by it. And it, like I said, it was good. Now I'm just trying to think if there's anything else to say tonight, or if I'm done. I'm gonna say I'm done for now. I will talk to everybody tomorrow. I will give you updates. You can see me as I slowly unravel at towards the end of the week, where I try and get in. Because right now, for those of you who are wondering, I'm currently at 19,359. So I have just a little over 5,000 words left to go. So it's doable, and it's not even like a tough struggle. It is completely within my capabilities to get done. I basically, as long as I write every day, I'll get it done. So, thank you all for tuning in, and I will talk to you all tomorrow. Have a good night.